What will your former team decide?
Well, Skip, this is a tricky situation because of the money that's involved. The reports are they're over $100 million away. I think they want to go somewhere between 100 and 150 million and fully guarantees, and he wants in excess of 200 million guaranteed. Skip, the old saying is a wise man will learn from others' mistakes. A fool will learn from his own. You would have thought that the Ravens would have learned from a mistake that the Cowboys made, waiting until the 18th hour, let the ink dry on the contract, and try to pay Dak. You believe they've overpaid for Dak. You probably should have signed Lamar before Deshaun got his second contract. The first contract that he got in Houston, that's easily digestible for a guy, excuse me, of Lamar Jackson's talent and what he's displayed on the football field. But now, all these guys have come and they're getting $130, $180 million in guarantees. I don't know how you ask Lamar, who all these guys that have gotten these contracts of $180 million in guarantees, how you ask Lamar to take less than that when his contract is completely up. And that's what the Cowboys did. You asking Dak to take, excuse me, guys, you're asking Lamar Jackson to give you a hometown discount. Guys normally give you a discount, Skip, if you come to them and they have years left on their contract. Because you know what? I'm getting some extra financial security. I'll give you a little leeway. But when you ask a guy to let the contract completely run out, and we're at the period, at the end of the contract, and say, oh, yeah, give me that Patrick Mahomes deal. Everybody knew that in 3 years, Patrick Mahomes' contract was going to be a dinosaur. It was going to be an eyesore. Everybody knew that. But Patrick Mahomes said, you know what? Y'all coming to me right now? Okay, sure, I'll work your deal. I want to keep as much talent as I can. I got Chris Jones coming up. We got Kelsey. You know, we got to do some things. They had the money. We like to keep Tyreek. But, Skip, I can't believe that the Ravens found themselves in this position again. You just went through this like 8 years ago with Flacco. Let the contract run out. He goes, wins a Super Bowl, and you have to pay him way, way more than what he's actually worth.
Agreed.
Now, because of Lamar's like, hold on. All these guys that's getting this guaranteed money, I get what Patrick Mahomes did. Okay, fine. Guy's a two-time league MVP, two-time Super Bowl champ. I get Aaron Rodgers getting his money. But, bruh, there are some guys that's getting money that's never won an MVP. That's got to be worth something. There's some guys that's getting this money and never won a playoff game. That's got to be worth something. There's some guys that's never won the division that's getting this money. That's got to be worth something. So Lamar said, I got 3 somethings, and there are some guys that got 3 nothings, and they getting all this guaranteed money, and y'all want me to give y'all a discount. I wish I might. It's not going to happen, Skip, and so more than likely, they're going to franchise Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is not going to be happy about it.
No.
It's going to be as simple as that. But they can't do anything. They can't trade Lamar Jackson because Lamar Jackson is a free agent. And the only way you can't trade a free agent player unless he signs a contract, and then you can trade him. But that's going to be something that y'all have to work out behind the scenes. And the mere fact that Ozzie Newsome is getting involved and talking about it, which I told you, Skip, hey, he in the background now. He the big wizard that you don't really talk about or hear anymore. But trust me, he working. Lets you know the seriousness of this matter. It's an all hands on deck. Steve Bisciotti, who's the owner, I need all hands on deck. Ozzie, I'm bringing the big gun back in. You, DeCosta, whoever else need to get in the room, let's see if we can get this thing ironed out. Because, Skip, it's gonna get really ugly if Lamar Jackson has to play on this franchise tag this year. It's gonna get really ugly.
And remember, he first has to sign the tender. It's up to him. Once they tag him, then he has to agree to sign the dotted line. I accept the tag.
No, he ain't going to sign the tender. He's not signing the tender until July. Because if you sign the tender and you don't show up for OTAs or excuse me, in minicamps and stuff, they can find you. So he ain't signing no tender until that's what.
Well, I'm not sure he'll sign it going into training camp because this might become an even uglier holdout type situation.
All right.
quick thought on Joe Flacco. He's the opposite to me of Lamar Jackson because I still don't get it. I don't know how he pulled this off. But when Joe Flacco got to the postseason, albeit with really good teams around him, really good defense to have his back, he just lit it up. He put up numbers I never thought he was capable of. I look back at his playoff numbers. They're all-time great.
They're sensational.
Yeah, I don't get it because he couldn't back it up in the regular season. So they, to your point, they give him and his agent Joe Linta, a guy I've known for a long time, they give him their money. They had no choice. And here he goes, and he turned back into Joe Fluco in the regular season. He's average at best when it really matters in the regular season. Okay, Lamar won the MVP of this league, and it's hard, man. He did that.
Yeah.
He led the league in touchdown passes because he can throw darts with the best of them. So he did that. He proved that. He has not proven what Flacco has proven in the postseason. Not yet.
Right.
We haven't gotten there yet. But you know what Lamar is. He's a proud, tough, strong young man. And once you offend him deeply, once you show him we're not sold on you, once he says, wait a second, I died for your cause. I got beat up for your cause. And now you're not going to make it right with me. You're not going to pay me what I earned. And I don't blame him. He's furious because he knows deep down they don't really believe in his ability to stay healthy for the long term. I don't know. Maybe they don't believe in his overall ability long term. Some people don't. I do. But the point is, it feels like the bridge just isn't on fire right now. It feels like the bridge is smoldering embers, like it already burned to the ground and it's just smoldering.
Yeah.
And it feels wrong to me. It felt wrong all year. I know he came in this year, and I was told, I told you I heard from one of the players inside who were in the quarterback, in the offensive meetings, who said, Lamar barely participated because he was angry about how he was getting treated. Well, when it was time to play, he played. And then he got hurt, and I don't know how hurt he was, but Shannon Sharpe, the Hall of Famer, kept saying, Lamar, that's it. Don't go back. And he did not go back. I don't know if he's capable or not. Again, but Harbaugh kept saying, yes, he's able. He's hurt and not able to play. Go ahead.
Skip, you've been in the TV business for a very, very long time. And you have an agent. I have an agent. Sometimes you need that buffer.
You do.
Because they might tell you one thing, oh, Skip, you the greatest, you the greatest, you the greatest. And when it comes time for you to get your money, well, you said I was the greatest, break bread. Well, Skip, you're not that good. Wait a minute. Feelings, Skip. We are human.
Yep.
You hear your employer tell you all the things that you're not. It's not going to sit well with you. And you're, as an agent, he's your buffer. He takes all that in. And I know I've had the same agent since 1996, Marvin Demoff. Yeah. And I know there's things that the Broncos or the Ravens or CBS or Fox have said that Marvin never told me because he knew, knowing me, it would put me in some kind of space. So he kept that to himself and got the best contract. I just think it's hard for Lamar to sit across from Ozzie, Eric DeCosta, or whomever else, the cap guy, and to hear everything that he's not, and the reason why they don't want to give him this money, and come out of that locker room like, ooh, even though he get his money, Skip, to know how they feel about you, I'll pay somebody that 1-2%, or get somebody on an hourly rate, say I'm going to pay you when you work. Yeah. But Skip, I would get that buffer, and I got to get it. Somebody tell you, though, get the NFLPA. They can, sometimes it's about peace of mind.
It is.
Sometimes it really is about a peace of mind and not an extra. I would rather pay somebody $500,000, $1 million, have peace of mind, and like, you know what? They really like you, boy. They gave me my money.
I agree.
As opposed to hear them saying all these negative things about me and to know how they really feel about me. Nah, that's just me. Okay. Now, some people are like, hey, give me $1 million and I don't care how you feel about me.
I agree. And he's had his mother representing him, which might as well be Lamar representing himself.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
So this has gone on for 25 months of negotiations, and we're nearing the first big deadline here, which is 4 p.m. Eastern time today. If they're going to tag him, they have to make a choice between exclusive, non-exclusive. I don't know if they value him so little that they would go non-exclusive, so they would cut his salary under the tag from $45 down to $32.5 million. But that way, if he's non-exclusive, then other teams can bid for him. They can try to sign him. Ravens have the right to match. And if he's gone, if he goes to the other team, they get back 2 first-round draft picks. Not all bad, but not what you think you could get as a blockbuster trade if you actually were able to trade Lamar to a suitor that really wanted and needed him. So to me, I'm fascinated to see if they're going to devalue him to the point where they're saying, well, we want to save this $13 million. Let's go non-exclusive tag, and we'll risk some people coming in. And they may even be thinking, Shannon, if somebody does come and they want to give us 2 firsts for Lamar and they want to overpay him, God bless them. Maybe that's what Baltimore's thinking.
But let me ask you a question, Skip. Okay, you do that. You get the 2 first-round picks. Is one of those picks going to be a quarterback?
It better. It has to be.
Are you going to be able to get?
Yeah.
Because you saw, Skip, you do realize when Lamar Jackson got hurt, you was winning. You was a 2-game lead in the division.
Well,
that's what you had with Lamar Jackson.
Well,
I believe you would have won the division.
I remember when we repicked our Super Bowl teams at mid-year, you picked the Ravens to win it all, and I wasn't arguing.
I picked the Ravens.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Ravens, you are a heavily Lamar Jackson reliant team.
You are on and off the field, I believe. Yeah.
So, with that being said, Skip, the pieces that you've accumulated was to fit Lamar. How do you all of a sudden say, no, we're going to move in a different direction than Lamar when all the pieces that you accumulated was best suited for him?
I don't know. I got to say, Shannon, he is so valuable in so many ways. They're different kind of ways. They're not the prototype ways, but he is so valuable. He is such a gamer, such a baller, such a leader of this team, such a playmaker. I don't care. Whatever the going rate is, as you used to say about Dak, whatever it is, just pay the man.
You got to pay it.
Just pay it. You got to pay it. Because 6 months from now, the going rate will seem like a steal because it'll just keep going up.
I don't think the going rate is the problem. I don't think they got a problem giving Lamar Jackson $55 million.
Yep.
Is how much fully guaranteed money are we going to give him? The albatross, the outlier contract that everybody's looking at, Skip, is one of the original copies of the Declaration of Independence.
Yeah.
It's a Stradivarian. That's what that's what Lamar Jackson sees. He sees Deshaun Watson's contract.
He does.
Skip, it's $250 million, and it's guaranteed.
Guaranteed to the dollar. Yep. Agreed.
It is a very intriguing situation.
Let's see, Skip. Let's see what Joe Burrow. Let's see what Justin Herbert. Let's see what they get. Now, remind you, Skip, they got 2 years plus 2 franchise tags.
They do.
So theoretically, the Bengals and the Chargers don't really have to do anything for 4 years. Let's see the type of money, guaranteed money, that they get in these contracts with 2 years plus 2 franchise tags left on the deal. Because it's going to be very interesting to see. You believe the Bengals are going to have to do what they normally don't do.
They have no choice.
Joe Burrow.
No choice. You got to do it for that guy at that position.
Got to open up the purse strings. That's for sure. Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Subscribe here to get the very latest from Skip and Shannon. Plus, go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.